Hello everyone, welcome to the channel update for June. I hope everyone's May went well. Let's go ahead and dive right into the things to discuss. First of all, you'll notice that there's an Our Members, thank you channel members thing. This only shows up if there are 8 members or more, so thank you for those who have been supporting me and have gotten us up to 8 or more. It looks like 8 right now. I didn't even know this was a thing until I went to do this update. So I'm not sure if I will be keeping it or not. You guys can let me know if that is something that you guys like. Those of you who are members, if you like seeing your icon there and stuff like that, do let me know. The big thing to discuss right now is, of course, Final Fantasy Legend 2, Saga 2, has come to an end, came to an end last month, and been replaced by Breath of Fire 4, which is a game that I have been looking forward to getting to for quite a while. It has one of my all-time favorite opening animations and music of any game really at all. Um, what games surpass that? Definitely Xenogears, maybe Chrono Cross. Yeah, I can't think of anything else offhand. I mean, there might be one or two others, but yeah, I mean, just the music and the animation for that, just excellent. Actually, Suikoden 3 might also be up there too. Um, so, but it's top tier in my opinion. The game is also really good. Excellent job with the animations and the sprite work in that. Probably some of the best sprite work of any game that I can think of offhand. It's really fluid. It really flows. Really reactive to what's going on and stuff like that. So I'm excited to be playing it. It is a very, very good looking game for a PlayStation 1 game. Um, so I am very excited to be bringing that game to you guys. What else is going on? We are still working our way through Expeditions Rome. That game is very long. In the recording process, I've just wrapped up the Egypt section. So that's coming to an end, and obviously, if you're watching it right now, then you know that that's coming to a conclusion pretty soon as well. And we'll be moving on to the next sections, which I'm excited to see what that has in store for us. I'm very happy that I've had very, very few spoilers on what comes afterwards later in the game. Mostly just some of it is kind of obvious. Kind of knew that we're going to be going up to Gaul, and of course some of the in-game stuff spoils that a little bit, but it's okay. I am still planning on loading back to an earlier save to do the Asia Minor arena stuff that came in after we got out of that area, just to see what that's like. And of course, because of I started the game before gladiators were a thing, I don't have a gladiator, but I actually am not. I don't know. Not impressed isn't the word that I want to use. In terms of fighting against them, I don't care that much about them. It doesn't do that much for me. I think having a second heavy is far more useful. Um, and if there was anyone that I could make a gladiator, it would have been Bestia. But I'm pretty sure he is not the one that becomes a gladiator. I think it's Daenerys who's the gladiator. If you get the gladiator, was it a DLC or was it a free edition? I can't remember. Whichever. But yeah, I like Daenerys as a heavy more, even though I really need to get her more damage in that game. Meanwhile, Elmandretta is just a massive murder machine, and it makes me happy. I had 2 fights in which she took out 5 or more people in one turn. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. So I'm pretty happy about that. That's mostly it with the irregular stuff. Of course, we also have streams. Realms of Quest 5 is still ongoing with Zerfall. We are pretty close to the end, so I suspect we're gonna wrap it up before 100 episodes, or right around 100 episodes. So we'll see about that. And that probably only has, a matter of weeks left on it, if that. Maybe month and a half kind of thing. I don't know. It depends on how much time we have for recording it and everything. And then, of course, we have our streams. The relatively new Lego building streams. Those are a lot of fun. It's mostly just, chatting away and talking about Lego and building Lego, which, of course, I really enjoy doing. And just generally chatting with you guys about various things. So do come on out to those streams if you can. Right now, Friday at 8 p.m. is the guarantee. There's also a kind of a... I'm kind of making it an off and on Wednesday one. If I feel like it, if I don't feel like it kind of thing. I am planning to have one today if you watch this video on Wednesday the 1st. So do come out for that at about 8 p.m. Minecraft is still ongoing on Fridays. And we have a retro variety on Wednesdays. Today we started playing Princess Tomato in Salad Kingdom, not in the Salad Kingdom as I had said it. And that's basically a Hudson Soft NES point-and-click adventure game kind of thing, which is just absolutely ridiculous and silly and wonderful. Do come check that out. And, of course, Super Robot Wars on Mondays is still ongoing. And we still have a lot left in that to go. So do come out and check that out as well. And, of course, finally, Spelljammer. Probably going to be starting it as a new adventure with the next week. This past week, there were some technical difficulties during the break, so we only put up half the session. We only played half the session. So that's why there was only the one video. But then next week, they're getting out into the Phlogiston, so it's a perfect time to put in a kind of a hard cut for the adventure and start the next one. Since technically they're not lost in space right now, they know how to get home. They just don't know what it entails. So I will probably be changing that adventure name and putting it up as Adventure 18 as they work their way home. So that's pretty much what's going on channel-wise and video-wise on the channel. A couple other things YouTube-related. Of course, there's our members here. So if you want to get your profile up here, go ahead and join the channel. I really do appreciate everyone who is supporting me in that way and all the other ways that I will be getting to at the end of the video. It really does mean a lot to me. It does keep me going and able to support the channel and everything like that. There's a new, I don't know about feature. I haven't noticed it before. Someone else brought it to my attention, and not even about my videos, and it made me go back and look. But now on videos that have more than 50,000 views, with this friend, we kind of worked it out and figured out where the cutoff was. There's a little bit of a view histogram or something like that. Like, where do people watch? So these peaks indicate when people are watching. I don't know how I feel about it really. I don't know how accurate it is. That doesn't seem right for this video. But I only have 3 videos, I think, that maybe 4 that this shows up on, because it is at a 50,000 view. It's publicly facing, so if you go check out Crusader Kings 2, Jade Dragon Part 1, you will see this. You should be able to see this. And the thing that I don't know... I don't know if I feel it, is it good? It seems like it probably encourages people to jump to the quote-unquote good parts. You know, if they see a video like this and they go, oh, a lot of people are checking out right around here. All right, let me see that. Yeah, see well, I guess if that's what it is, most replayed. If that's just what it is, yeah, I mean that's what it says right there, most replayed. I guess maybe there's something right around there that I'm saying. I don't know. Um, but you know, if you see a peak, you're gonna be like, okay, there's something interesting that happens there. Let me go back. Let me hop to it. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know exactly how people are going to react to that. I don't know how people will react to that. I don't think I'm going to notice it that much in terms of what I view. Then again, most of the things that I watch don't have that many views. So, yeah, I don't know. But it's interesting, so I thought I'd just bring it to you guys' attention. If you've noticed it on other videos, if you've noticed other people talking about it, go ahead and let me know what other people think about it, what you think about it. Um, you know, has it affected your viewing of videos? Do you just find it, oh, that's kind of neat? That kind of thing. I don't know if there's anything I can do about it. I haven't looked at this video to see if I can turn that on or off, or turn that off. Really, it is on automatically. So I don't know. I don't know what the purpose for it really is on YouTube's part. Um, you know, it doesn't seem that. I don't know. So I don't know. I just thought I'd bring it to you guys' attention so you guys are aware of it and see if you guys have any thoughts about it. That's mostly what's been going on the channel. Of course, those who watched the update last month, those who are on my Discord or follow me on Twitter, you know that at the end of April, my father passed away. We did have the funeral early on in May. That was the reason for some video disruptions and stream disruptions. I had recorded an entire session of Expeditions Rome that was to go up while I was going to be busy, and right before they started going up, I noticed that I hadn't recorded my own audio. Um, so I'm glad I caught that before any of them went up, but it did mean that there was a few days gap in which there were no Expeditions Rome videos. So for those who were wondering what that was and missed that, that's what happened. I had accidentally muted myself in OBS and just hadn't noticed it for the entire recording session, so I had to go back and re-record those episodes. But I also did some specific things that I didn't want to lose in that play session, so it made for a really weird block of videos. I don't know how well it worked out. Feel free to let me know what you guys thought of how I handled that. I didn't want to go in and do post commentary because, oddly enough, that's kind of harder to do than just a commentary, like play it again with fresh commentary kind of thing. But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna certainly be trying to pay more attention to that going forward. I don't know why that happened. It's pretty unusual for it to happen for me, but you know, what happens happens. Not a whole lot that I can do about it. But for those wondering, you know, who noticed that gap and were wondering what happened, that's why it was. Um, so I'm being more careful now. You know, and that's the kind of thing that you know, it happens once, and then you're really careful for a while, weeks, months, however long, and then you're like, okay, all right, I haven't made that mistake since. I haven't made that mistake since. I don't need to. So you stop being as careful, and then you make the mistake again, or something similar. So that's what kind of happens. But yeah, so. Uh, yeah, the funeral was very nice. Some of my father's family from out of town flew in, which actually kind of surprised me. One of my cousins had something had some very heartfelt things to say that shocked and surprised me. with exactly the content. I don't want to get into that. It's private, but it surprised me. It essentially it made me realize that my father had meant more to that cousin than I had realized. So that made me feel really good about the impact that my father had. Um, my father also had some impact locally on the community that I don't, especially I don't think he ever got the recognition that he deserved for it. And now that I don't know that he cared that much. I think the fact that he was able to do what he did, uh, kind of mostly satisfied him. But I would kind of, yeah, I'm gonna be looking into it, going, in the near future, see if there's anything that I can do, at least get his name on like a plaque related to what he did, so that people will know. Because I think that what he did deserves it. I don't know. And for me personally, I'm doing okay. I'm, as well as you can, really as well as I can, given the circumstances. Um, I'm sure that for those who have lost someone, you know, you'll know what that means, kind of thing. There are some times when I'll just like, it'll just kind of hit me with like a gut punch of, I can't believe he's gone, kind of thing. Starting to think, about something that he told me or something that I could have asked him about, that just not necessarily a regret of not having asked him, because it's like something that I wouldn't have thought of before he passed, because I'm just thinking of it right now, kind of thing. Um, like see something and be like, oh, I wonder about that. Oh, I could have asked Dad. Oh, God, kind of thing. Hits you like kind of a gut punch. And one way to describe it is like there's when you miss someone that you care for, a sibling or something like that who's away, like maybe the first time they go away for college or something like that. There can be like a little hole in your heart, because of their absence, but if they're just away, they're going on vacation or something like that, it's more of a, that it'll be filled, but when someone passes who meant a lot to you, that's never going to get filled. So that's kind of where I am. But again, I'm doing okay. It's just like, an occasional kind of gut punch, and then it passes. Um, but yeah, so just so you guys know, what's going on in my life, and stuff like that. So that's, you know, just something that I need to work through, and I'm sure it will, you know, uh, not hurt as much as time passes. But it has only been a little over a month now, so uh, does take does take longer than that to adjust and deal with it. So I don't anticipate it having any real effect on anything going forward. Um, I'm not looking for sympathies. I really do appreciate all the sympathies that people have given already. Um, I'm not trying to fish for more by any means. Just trying to let you guys know what's going on. This other like I have lost my grandparents, but I was never terribly close with them. They were all well out of state. I'd see them at most once a year, kind of thing. Um, so I've lost them. It's nothing like losing my father. I'm sure if for someone who grew up very close to a grandparent, visited them like very, very regularly, it would be a bigger impact. But this is really the first close person that I've lost in my life. Um, so that's very much been a new experience for me. So uh, I do again want to thank everyone for the real tremendous outpouring of sympathy and kind words and wishes. It's meant a lot to me. over the past month. I really do want to thank you guys for that. It does mean a lot to me. Thank you very, very much. And not that that's a great segue, but if you guys, God, oh, maybe I should have said this, said all of that after I did this, because now I'm about to go talk about Patreon, and it feels kind of dirty. I didn't mean it to go in that quite order. Oh man, but yeah. So if you're looking to support the channel, and I hope it doesn't sound like I'm asking for support after that. It was not intended. That was not what my intention was. But if you want to support the channel, you can do so. Patreon is a fantastic way. Um, really does mean a lot to me. This is my full-time job. This is how I'm making a living. So supporting me here on Patreon, joining the channel on YouTube, doing Twitch subscriptions, bits, all of that goes a long way to ensuring that I can continue to produce quality content for you and bring it to you on a daily basis and regular streams, bonus content, all that kind of stuff. Really does mean a lot to me, and I really do appreciate all the support everyone has shown me on all of these methods. Please do consider even $1 on Patreon or something similar. That goes a long way to ensuring that I can continue to do this day after day, month after month, year after year. I don't have any desire to stop right now. I do not foresee a desire to stop anytime soon. So please do consider if you're enjoying the content. Other than ads on the videos, there is no restrictions on the content. I don't have any stuff hidden behind, any videos hidden behind channel memberships, Patreon. The VODs are not restricted to subscribers only over on Twitch. So, it's all very much, here's all the stuff, and if you're enjoying the content and you feel like supporting me, please do so. Any of those methods, all of those methods are a fantastic way of doing so. So please do consider any of that. There's something I'm going to talk about after this, but before we get to that, my AD&D blog does not have a new deity this month. Last month I put up Juoblex the Faceless Lord, who was mostly done by the time when my father passed, and I was able to get him finished in time. But the deity that I was working on for June, I was not able to finish in a timely manner because of all the disruptions and everything like that. So I'm just pushing that back. I tend to I like to get the deity finished early in the month that if it's going up June 1st, I like to have it finished early in May, so that I'm spending most of June working on the following month. And that kind of, that gives me that leeway if things do have some problems. If I'm running just a little bit late, then I can just, try to take some extra time, spend some extra time on getting them finished and getting back on track. But I kind of realized with everything that went on, that was just not really feasible for this month. So I'm just pushing that all back. I am working on 2 posts on the blog, just stuff from the Spelljammer campaign, live stream campaign that I'm writing up and putting out there for you guys to use if you're running Spelljammer campaigns. Just basically 2 spheres. Not sure exactly when we'll get those done. Hopefully today, maybe tomorrow or Friday or over the weekend, something like that. But that's kind of going to be the, hey, sorry I couldn't get the deity done, here's something else instead kind of thing. So it's I don't need to do a whole lot of new writing for those. I just need to do mostly formatting and cleanup on my notes to get them into presentable fashion. So that's a lot faster to do, but it's also feels a little bit more like busy work, which is why I don't put up a lot of that stuff. So, Apologies for not getting a deity this month, but there will be some consolation prizes, shall we say. Before I wrap up the update video, I do want to address something else. It's unrelated to the videos and everything else. For those who have been paying attention to the news, you're undoubtedly aware that there were some pretty bad mass shootings here in the United States. There are mass shootings all the time here in the United States, but there was another school shooting that, again, killed a bunch of very young children. And it's awful every single time it happens, but having lost my father so recently, it was extremely raw and painful for me to see that at that time, because with the previous ones, having not really lost anyone very close to me, you understand the loss from an intellectual level, but not quite so much from an emotional level. To a certain extent, if you haven't lost anyone really close to you, I don't know how much you can truly understand. You can know how awful it is without understanding it, is kind of how I would put it. And it just kind of hit me even harder. So we've got elections coming up here in the United States. Primaries are ongoing. Many of them have already finished. But please, please, please do, if you are not registered to vote, register to vote. Go out and vote. It is well past time that we stop the absolute carnage going on in the United States. And I would plead with everyone to go out and vote in order to get people into power who will actually take action on this. It is overwhelmingly supported. There's all kinds of measures that we know work, because other countries do them and they don't have these problems. So please, please, please do go out and vote, and let's see if we can actually finally, for once, do something about this. I don't use my platform to talk about politics very much. Sometimes there are issues that kind of surpass all of that, all of my desire to just focus on games and comedy and stuff like that, and this is one of those situations. It is an epidemic here in the United States, and it needs to stop. We have the ability to, if not end it, then dramatically curtail it, curtail the harm being done, and we need to do so. Too many people are losing loved ones, and it's just such an awful tragedy, and we really, really do need to do something about it. So please, please, please do. If you're not registered to vote, if you were not sure if you were going to vote, do so. Look up who is running, figure out what their policies, preferences are on how to handle this, and vote accordingly. Thank you very much. I will talk to you guys in the next update video. And once again, I want to thank everyone who's been supporting me, both with support on Patreon, Twitch, YouTube, everything like that, plus just joining me for the streams, chatting, watching the streams, watching the videos, liking the videos, leaving comments. It really does mean a lot to me, and I want to thank you guys all once again. And we will be back for another update in July, which sometime in July should be when we do Zerfall's charity stream. So do keep an eye out for an announcement in regarding that. I don't have the exact date for the charity stream yet, but as soon as there is, I will be announcing it on probably the community tab on YouTube, certainly on Discord and Twitter and stuff like that. So do keep an eye out for those announcements whenever they come. I want to thank you guys for all the support that you've given me, and I will see you in the next video. See you then, everyone.